When you're searching for a floor, one of the biggest challenges is the color. From browsing photos to comparing between the showroom and your own home, it's tough finding the right look. Today, we're going through ways to help navigate the field, showing you how the temperature of light impacts your floors and how to anticipate what samples may look like in your own space. We'll go into detail on the range of photos that you can expect to see, from computer-generated pictures and room scenes to the wide range of photography results that come up. One of the first things to take into account as you start that flooring journey is taking a look at the temperature of your home and what it looks like the majority of the day. On a clear morning, we face a warm, bright sunrise that fills the space with gold tones. This warms up just about any floor out there. By the afternoon, if the sun is overhead, the lighting loses intensity and often strikes a cooler tone. This washes out many floors with yellow and gold accents. By the evening, the light returns to warmer tones as it turns to night. Talking about night, lighting and the intensity of light in your space is a component to consider as well. Are the lights warm, neutral, or cool leaning in your home? Are you using can lights with a high brightness or lamps with a medium intensity? The color and brightness of the light in your rooms can play a big impact on the way the floor looks in your home, turning even the lightest floors to appear as deeper shades. If they're warm and you've picked a warmer floor to offset the cool lighting through the day, you'll feel the plank looks oversaturated under that light. The same applies with lighter color under cool lighting. While it may warm up during the day, it will lose the low saturation it already has with blue bias lighting. Changing the bulbs in your home to better match the look of the lighting in the day can help reduce this and keep a consistent look. Heading off to the showroom, you can use this information to get better ideas of how a plank will look in your home. Standing up a plank away from the light will show how it looks in dim lighting, while laying it down shows how it performs under medium or intense light. While you're looking at samples, take note of the color temperature of the space, as it will help you decide on a color that best matches your home. The second item is visualizers, a growing technology trend for those with limited plank options in their local showrooms or those who want to see a bigger sample in their home without having to buy a box. While handy, they're not always the most accurate take on a floor. When you're using these to shop, keep these key notes in mind. Variation in color, size, and contrast are often key factors in visualizers. While they do try to emulate plank layouts, they are limited by the quality and accuracy of the photos taken and edited together. On top of this, they attempt to estimate the size of the room and sometimes miss the mark, creating wide or narrow plank patterns. It's still handy at its main purpose though, giving you an idea of what floors may look like in your space. While the temperature or tint may be off a little bit, it's still a sampling of the plank and its pattern options. If you see a plank you like, but you're not completely sure, put it as a maybe, and order a sample or find a showroom to see it in person. It might make all the difference in your search. With time, visualizers will continue to improve and provide better samplings, but for now, just use it as a basic tool while you're getting started out. Finally, we face online images and social media, being able to identify what's real, computer-generated, or doctored up. We used Hallmark Seashell Oak from the Ventura collection as our sample look. The plank offers a light wash over natural tones that include hints of pink along with subtle gold warmth. The tones mean it can vary quite a bit from space to space depending on the temperature and settings of a phone or camera being used. Starting off in room renders, the floor pulls neutral quite hard. In other renders, it has higher contrast in the details. With customer photos, we see a range of hues from the lighting and auto balancing, creating washed out looks or much warmer looks with high saturation. Stepping over to professional shots, the floor is much brighter, but it's also washed out along with the brightness of the room. While the professional shots might have the greatest appeal in social media posts and stories, generally they're not reflective of the actual space. We decided to break down how quickly these change from dimmer and higher saturation shots to bright and sharp looks that make knots vanish and create a bright room with low saturation. Using Lightroom, we adjust the levels and exposure to update a room photo, pulling out the general contrast and gray wash over the floor to lift the space to that ultra bright aesthetic. We also dive right in and pull the character knots from the plank to create a more select grade feel to the space. You can see how big of a change this is at the end of the edit. Cutting over to room scene renders, we quickly attack the neutrals and green base to create a warmer natural appeal, while brightening the space and pulling out defects, even going so far as to strip out one of the filled splits in the process. The result mimics the other photo with an ultra bright space that shows off the plank in an idealized environment. The changes are impressive, but also a reminder of why it's important to compare samples in a store and especially in your own home throughout the day. While it might look great in one home or an interior shot, it might not look remotely the same in your own home as we've demonstrated. If you have stories from your own photo and room scene comparison journeys to share, feel free to leave them in the comments. We know that search for the perfect look is a long one, but the payoff is always worth the time. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all soon again.